Oh, sit back, relax, breathe deep. Tension is the enemy. Let's get to the top of that backswing and once more have another hit at Golf is Ruining My Life. Hello to you, and hello to you. Can I just say, Tom Green, hello to you if you are new to our show, because we've had a quite wild couple of weeks.
Yes,
We're not going to start blowing our own trumpets. It's just been good, and there's a slight warm glow of smugness emanating from us at the moment.
Yeah, so at this stage, maybe we need to do a small reintroduction into the podcast. My name is Tom Green. Recently joined a new golf club, Playoff 10-ish. See my G for new cards soon. Over there is a lovely man called Tom Price, who plays a 4.9.
I think it's really interesting.
It's not relatable. It's not relatable. It's not relatable.
Well,
Who cares? It's not relatable. Who can relate
I disagree.
to that?
I disagree. I think it's very relatable because our audience are elite golfers.
Yes.
I love the fact that you followed up both of your handicap numbers there, both mine and yours, with a noise. And I think it's quite interesting. What noise do you follow your handicap with? Because you went 10.
Yeah.
4.9. So I would say, when I say I'm a 4.9, I'd go, I'm a 4.9.
No, because yours is accurate. You shouldn't be. There shouldn't be a rising crescendo at the end of your 9. You should be. This should be you. 4.9.
Well, let me tell you the number that's most important, and that is the number 4.
Oh no! You said you weren't going to do this. You said you weren't going to.
I think you do it all the time, so I'm going to do it this time. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to hit it, and we're going to move on. Okay.
Okay.
Right? That's what's going to happen.
I didn't think we were doing this. Okay.
This week.
Yeah,
we became Britain's. So I'm doing it, and it was amazing, and we're so happy, and thank you so much. We became Britain's 4th biggest golf podcast, and now let's move on. Let's go on with the show. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Move on. Okay. We are going to delve into the email inbox today. So we've had so many emails from you. So we're going to look at those after the adverts. Tom, I played 9 holes of golf yesterday.
You didn't. You actually did. Because we were recording yesterday morning, and you said, "I'm going to go play golf today," and I thought, no, he won't. He'll get wrapped up in a hole of emails and WhatsApps. You've done it.
I did it. Have you ever seen, I think it's Mark Wahlberg's day. He posted his day online once, and it was something like Speed golf at 3 a.m, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday, my life was genuinely like that. Obviously, we got up and did this show, then I did my radio show. Thank you to the lovely listener of Golf is Ruining My Life who texted my radio show being, "I've just finished the podcast, I'm now listening to you here." Cheers. Came home, took my dog for a walk, and then did 9 holes essentially of speed golf on my own.
Oh, but mate, it's just the dream. And here's my big question for you, Tom. What time did you get up there yesterday?
I teed off at 4. Yeah, just before. Yeah, like 5 past 4. So my tee time was 10 past 4, but I went off just before 4.
And was it quiet?
Tom?
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Tom?
Yeah. No, come on. I know what's coming. Go on. Bring it to me.
There's no one there.
Oh, my God.
And I appreciate, I'm very lucky to have an afternoon off in the middle of the week. But what I would say is, guys, Sunday afternoon is your friend. Sunday afternoon, I have played golf on so many golf courses, and it was very similar to what I had yesterday. Before me, on the tee sheet, there was no one for 2 hours.
What? Are you kidding me?
I was on my own. Flew around.
Oh, I'm actually genuinely quite upset by that, because I went up yesterday. So I went up to my place yesterday.
I didn't approve that.
No, I know. I didn't get it through Parliament. I didn't even get it through the upper house. I just went. I was doing stuff, and I realised I was ahead of what I needed to do, and I had this 2-hour window. So, and this is the great joy of being a member of a golf club, right? If you are lucky enough to be a member, or you're thinking of joining, do it. All golf clubs need new members, right? Most of them do, apart from Centurion, but that's a touchy subject for Tom.
Yeah.
They need new members. So I went up, and I thought, this is amazing. I'm just going to do exactly what it sounds like you did, and I'm just going to saunter onto the course and play a few holes. I've got an hour and a half. I might even get 9 in if I do a Tom Green speed golf. I go up there. People. The car park was full.
What?
There was a ladies' event on. The car park was full. So I was like, okay, that's all right. They'll all be out on the course. I go up there. A bunch of people teeing off on the first. I'm like, okay. I look at the 10th. They're all coming on the turn, around on the turn, so I can see 3 ball after 3 ball after 3 ball of this ladies' golf. Then I look onto our chipping area, thinking I'll go and practice my chipping, Dan Greaves style. And there's 2 people on the chipping area. I'm not going in there.
Can I just pause your story very quickly? We had a lot of messages, and I put this mostly at my door. Sometimes I have a habit of adding S's onto people's names when they don't have one. So many people say, guys, it's Dan Grieve. It's Dan Grieve. Stop saying S. It's not Greaves. It's Dan Grieve. It's Dan Grieve. And I've been saying Dan Greaves.
Shield?
Yeah. Well, for a long time, I called him Rick Shields, like a sort of war reference.
I think everyone's done that.
Yeah, so sorry. But anyway, sorry.
No. I mean,
you couldn't get your Dan Grieve on.
I couldn't get my Dan Grieve on. I couldn't get my net on. So eventually I sort of thought, I can just about get on the 17th. I got on the 17th, played the most sublime tee shot. I was listening to music as well. Always helps. Yeah, it was nice, actually. It just put me in a really nice sort of... But with the open ear headphones, you know what I mean? Not the kind of locked in, can't hear the world. Because you want to hear full left or whatever. Hit the most gorgeous tee shot because you always play well by yourself. Then it started raining. And I came home. That's my sad story from yesterday, because then I had to go and do my radio show. So come on. So you're teeing off at 4. You got 9 holes in.
I got 9 holes in. Yeah, oh. I was back home to give the dog a second walk by 6 p.m. and then at the gym for 7:30. The only thing,
gym as well.
I had Mark Wahlberg's day. I need to mention something on the show, and I'm going to caveat this with me saying this might not be about me. So,
okay, that's very intriguing.
This might not be something I did. Might be someone else.
Okay, so we know you did this. All right, yeah, good.
How do we feel? And I even just say the sentence. The sentence sounds worse than I think what I did.
Right, you might have done.
Yeah, sorry, yes, might have done.
Unbelievable.
Worst liar ever was.
The interrogation.
How do we feel about practicing on the course a bit? Just a bit.
Oh my God. That is a great question.
How do we
practicing on the course okay? So recently, about a year ago, an email came out from our course saying if you are practicing on the course, no more than 2 balls, because up until that point, lots of people, including me, would go out and you'd be hitting 3 balls into a green. And if I'm honest, when you've got wet greens and you're just slamming balls in, that's just practice, and everyone starts doing it, I think that's reasonable. I think that is reasonable.
Yeah. So yesterday, because I'm new to this course, I really wanted to learn how to play the front 9 and where different balls would go and where I should be placing balls. And so on one of the tee shots, I hit one straight into the bunker. So I was like, I'm going to have another go because there's no one behind me. There was nothing going on behind me. So I took another one. If you're
not hitting into a green, then I think, and you're not delaying anyone, then I think you can hit, within reason, quite a few practice balls if you want to.
Yeah, I hit into a green once or twice, but don't worry, Tom, because I missed the green every time. So I was only really peppering the rough. But I don't know. I just had yesterday the round of golf that I imagine a PGA Tour player has on a Tuesday before a comp. You know, I took a few balls out there. I took a few different approaches. I rolled a few different balls on the green just to sort of work out where the slopes were and whatever, because I'm totally new to this course, and I had a jolly good time.
Oh, mate, I'm so happy for you. How many practice balls did you play, though? And because yesterday, it's funny you should say the practice ball thing. I was playing 2 balls. I parred 17 and 18 with 2 balls. No big deal. So that's technically 4 pars. Yeah, whatever. And at the end, the head greenkeeper was right next to me and came over for a chat. And I just played my 2 balls and finished. And he came over for a chat about something completely different, nothing to do with golf at all. But
and if you're new here, Tom infamously gets on really well with greenkeepers. They love him and they're his friends.
Us guys they're golf farmers, and I love those people. They do important work. It's not just mowing grass. And no, he came over and we get on really well. And as he walked over, I thought, I'm about to get told off for playing 2 practice balls. But I wasn't.
And he was fine.
So I think 2's fine. I think 2's fine. I think 3 or 4 or 5, and you're starting to take the mick a bit.
Yeah, and what I learned yesterday from my game of golf is sometimes you play really badly because you're like so tense and whatever, and you're filled with anxiety and stress, and you really want to hit a good shot. You really need to hit a good shot. And I didn't even realise that is the position that I was in last Friday when I was playing my first round of golf there, the Friday before when I was getting played in. But weirdly, if you'd asked me at the time, I'd have said, no, I'm chilled. I'm fine. It's all good.
No, you're not.
But it was only playing on my own yesterday when I did a lot more of a relaxed swing. I didn't go as far back, and I just started hitting these much nicer golf shots. And a lot of it still was bogey golf, unfortunately. But it wasn't double bogey and triple bogey golf, which it had been the Friday before. And I just think, I know it's sometimes a little bit frowned upon to practice on the course, but as you say, as long as you're not hammering balls into a green and maybe you're just working out different positions you want to take on a course, I think that's fine. Because what I've learned about my place is, dear God, the bunker placement.
Oh.
I think what they've managed to do is get the committee together and go, okay, what's Tom Green's natural shot shape and how far does he naturally hit it? Stick a bunker there throughout the whole course. It was mad.
So hang on. So your natural thing, what is your natural shot? Is it right to left? You've got a sort of right to left vibe going on.
No, not anymore. I used to. I was saying this to some guys that I played with the other day. I think driver is the club that the more you practice with at the start of your golf, the worse you get.
Yeah.
Because when I started playing golf, you won't believe this, Tom, I had a natural high draw. The idea of me being able to hit a natural high draw now is fairyland. It's
part of that is tech,
a fugazi.
In defense of your banana slice, part of that is tech, isn't it? Because these days clubs are set up to favour that high gentle baby fade, I think they call it. Like when we get, if Tom, and I'm not saying there is, but if there is a world in which in some stage in the near future we get fitted for new clubs, the thing I'm most excited about is getting my driver properly set up, because last time I got fitted for my driver, I wasn't swinging well. It was a cold February morning. I was hitting everything low and left, and it was because I was doing a short, stubby little swing. I'm swinging so much better these days. I want a proper session with the driver. Like I almost want a just driver session to get that fitted. And I want to go big on the shaft. This is something Tom and I were talking about on TikTok actually the other day. I want to investigate, good pricey add-ons in the shaft, because a lot of people get distracted by the sexy face of the club or whatever. And actually the shaft is where a lot of work happens and a lot of stuff can be changed and improved.
Well, I've been thinking a lot about clubs recently, and the mistake that I've made in the past that I see other golfers doing all the time is getting clubs because they want that club or they think that club looks really good, and getting things that aren't going to suit their game. And I'm taking a completely different approach to that this time round with the fitting. Yeah. I want cavity backs. I want longer irons. I want forgiveness, because I think I've said this on the show before. I've got a friend who plays. I mean, he came to my wedding and shot like 2 over. The guy's a joke. He's called Matt.
I hate this guy, the natural sportsman. I can't even remember his name. I refuse to remember his name.
Matthew Dudley.
It's gone out of my head. I can't remember his name. Blokey, thingy.
Yeah, and obviously he's a good-looking bloke, so it's annoying.
Oh, should we murder him?
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, we really can. Annoyingly, he's really nice as well. But he plays. He has such a beautiful swing. He plays with old ping cavity backs, and they work wonders for him. And I think,
mate,
what on earth am I doing with my? Okay, I don't have blades, but I've got the old Cobra Forge Tech, which I guess are Cobra's answer to the P790s. It's the sort of foam injection stuff, and I think I think I struggle to hit them. I think I struggle because they are a game improvement iron to some degree. I think I struggle to get them in the air. I think I need a little bit more forgiveness in my irons, and I'm okay to admit that. And I think we all should be able to say that. Let's stop going after the irons just because they look amazing in your bag. Go for the thing that actually is going to help your game.
But that's happened on tour already. There's lots of pros on tour who play with mid-handicap clubs, who play with clubs for people who are off 8 or whatever, and they do pretty well with those. And talking about your mate, whose name I can't remember, playing with some old pings. I grew up playing ping zing 2s. Those clubs were just fantastic. I loved the softness, the shape of the metal, everything about them. And then eventually, these clubs were bought secondhand in 1996, and eventually it got to 2015, and I thought I should get some new clubs. But that is nearly 20 years that I spent playing with those clubs. And part of me still misses that, because they were just so forgiving and friendly is the word. Like I would address the ball and feel like we were on the same team. And then I went through various things, including the mad year where I had the blades.
Oh, yes.
I would address the ball and feel like I had an enemy behind the ball. It was not nice.
Yeah, because I feel that a little bit with mine. I look down and the profile line, it's just it's not fat enough. It doesn't feel like it's there to help me. And I understand that there's a lot of technology in that line of irons, which are the mine of Forge Tech, but the P790s. That whole look of it looks like a blade, but essentially it's a cavity back with speed foam. You look down on it, it just doesn't strike me with much confidence. And yes, maybe it's because I've had years of playing with them now, and I've got all the demons in my head. And sometimes when you get those, it is just worth replacing.
True.
But
that's true.
Playing with the QI irons, the TaylorMade QI irons, a couple of weeks ago, it was a different level, and they are proper. The QI irons are proper game improvement irons. And I was like, I got a lot of comments on that video, Tom, with people saying, 10 handicapper playing game improvement QI irons, what's going on? I'm like, mate, if that's the bit of the game you struggle with.
That's why I'm a 10 handicapper, because I've improved my game with the irons. What? That's a ridiculous thing to say. Listen, we need to stop for some ads, and then we're diving into your emails. We're going to dive into your emails, which we haven't looked at for a while. So we've had some quite long emails, Tom.
Yeah, strap yourself in, lads. Strap yourself in.
Hello, welcome back to Golf is Ruining My Life Part 2. It's an email special now. Tom Green, do you want to start or shall I?
Just before we start, what I am going to say is... Oh, hold on. I think I'm about to sneeze, Tom.
Oh, I've been a bit sneezy. Feel free to sneeze and I'll keep it in because I'm editing today, so I'm always happy to include a bit of real life. It's relatable content.
There we go.
We've all sneezed. Woo! Oh my God. You sneezed like a 70s magician walking on stage.
Thank you.
So, hello, kids.
Right, so the email section, get your emails in, the toms at golfisruiningmylife.co.uk. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, which we are getting so many people now watch on YouTube, stick everything in the comments, because next week we are announcing our partner who we're going to be working with for the whole of summer. And because we're working with them, we have got prizes for you every single Thursday as we crown the best email in Email Corner. So get your emails in. This next Thursday, so this episode next week, we'll have prizes to hand out. So get your good emails out now.
That's very exciting, isn't it? I'm going to the email from Harry Davis. Hello to Harry.
Harry.
And Harry says, WHS has a system for cutting bandits. Hi, Toms. Love the pod. It's a strong start from Harry.
Thanks.
I've attached a photo, which I got from the WHS website. WHS is it World Handicap System? Is that right?
Yes, it is indeed.
And I'm interested to have your take on it. Essentially, what it says is that if anyone comes in with a 43-pointer or better, then all of their last 20 cards, including the 43-pointer, must be cut by 1 on the score difference. I don't understand this.
What does that mean?
If they come in with a 46-pointer, then it's a 2-shot cut. I've never known a club to actually do this and didn't even know it was a thing until I spent my evening looking through the WH system.
We're friends. Yes, we'd be mates. Yes.
Harry, do you want to go for a beer? I can't tonight, guys. I'm looking through the WHS system because I'm going to email Britain's 4th biggest golf podcast.
Harry, why did your wife leave you? Don't worry about it. It's fine.
If this came in, it should stop the regular mid-40 pointers coming in. Hopefully you found this insightful. Otherwise, I hope I've helped cure any insomnia you might have. That's a fair point. But there's a diagram here. We should publish this. Player submit score differential calculated. Is score differential 7 strokes or more below handicap index when round played? No, it's not. Score is added to the player's scoring record. Happy days. Yes, it is. Is the score differential 10 strokes or more below handicap index when round played? Yes, it is. Apply a 2-shot adjustment to each of the most recent 20 score differentials in the player's scoring record, including the exceptions.
Guys, does anyone know what he's talking about?
But can I just say,
I don't understand what he means.
The problem of banditry needs to be solved with diagrams like this, right? A nice flow diagram can sort out banditry. However, what I would say is the problem with this, Harry, is that this is talked about Stableford and points, right? And often the issue is if you come in and go, I've got 43 points or whatever, people look through your card and there's 9 there can be loads of blobs on there. And then that, for me, that's not a proper card that can be used for a handicap. If you're scoring Stableford, If you're doing Stableford and it's covered in blobs, you can't use that for your handicap because there's too many blobs, right? I mean, I know you can still put it in, but it's going to be mad high.
Yeah, but the difference is now, Tom, and we are quickly leaving what I consider safe territory into a territory that I don't know loads about. But the difference is on the new handicap system, the worst score isn't it like net double bogey? So But so in that sense, like back in the day, you would just have to keep shooting until you got it in the hole, right? Whereas now, all the cards, to some degree, are a Stableford card because the worst possible score is net double bogey.
Why have they done that? I don't understand.
I think it makes it more fun. I think it takes that really like stressful anxiety that I still remember as a junior playing competitions and being terrified of not being able to finish the hole, and like that was really scary
11,
for me.
12, 13, 14.
Whereas now
I had
you can just blob it, and that can still count as a stroke play.
So
card.
effectively, the WHS system has a blob thing built in, but it's only blob when it's pointing towards handicap, right? It's not blob actually with your score number. You'll still be 28 over or whatever, but when it comes to putting it down as a score for your handicap, the blobs. Do you know what we should do, Tom? Because you're right, we have very quickly left the stratosphere of knowledge here. We should get someone on who is a proper rules and handicap system nerd.
Yeah, I'd love that. Like I would love that.
Yeah, someone who we can actually, and maybe we'll do a special. We'll get all you guys to email in with your weird questions and weird rule bits, and we'll do like a rules and handicap system special.
Yeah, that would be amazing because, we are all nerds on this show. Right, over to Joshua, yes?
Yes.
He said, good day, Tom and Tom, from sunny Kimberley, BC, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
A Canadian
it's part
listener.
Of America these days, isn't it? According to Donald Trump.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Heard, isn't it?
My previous local was a tightly routed course that had some questionable locations of tee boxes. The most famous was the third, a 200-yard par 3. Hard disagree with that. That should not be a hole. We're not on the PGA Tour. People are normally at their most anxious and afraid, as it is a very narrow tee-lined hole. One of the old boys... Tree-lined hole. One of the old boys still brags about his hole-in-one back here in the 80s.
Oh,
okay?
Stuff. Yeah, wonderful. Golf was harder, of course, so that's an even better hole-in-one.
Yeah, that's true, actually. What makes it worse, though, is the constant screaming of 4 from the adjacent par 5 9th tee box. A perfect 200 to 240-yard slice, depending on the tees played, or what is a very amateur blue-collar golf clientele. God, this email's so far away from me on this screen, I'm struggling to read it.
You changed the word for into or then, but I enjoyed it, as if people are shouting or as well. Or left!
It was course tradition to tee it up very high. Any ball that landed on the tee box, regardless of if they had yelled for or not. Locals love the rule, and it helped lighten the mood. Most people would swing driver out of the trees and have a jolly good time with it. However... Tourists, however, were unaware of the rule and would sometimes get very upset, complaining that their handicap or worse, money rounds were being messed with. That is fair, but hilarious. Yeah. I wonder if it was in the rule book, like local rule, because that would be. I'd like it if it was put in there. The worst was with a drunken bachelor party hitting into a group of local loggers who teed it up for them. Fisticuffs ensued, and the loggers got to become men of legend, while the bachelor party all got kicked off the course at the turn.
Oh, fights on a golf course. There, I mean, mate, can I just say that's a spin-off? Maybe that's for when we do email specials next week, but actual physical fights on a golf course. If you've ever seen that, I have never, thank goodness, but maybe people have. Wow.
Perhaps a questionable comment, but we still think it is funny to play with other people's balls when they are unaware. New to the show this year, but I'm loving the tepid takes. We're the home of tepid takes. Thank you for allowing me to butcher your email, Josh. Cheers.
Josh, that was lovely. Thank you very much indeed. This is an anonymous texter here. Please keep me anonymous. I was listening to the episode, Is This the Worst Golf Etiquette Breach Ever? This is after someone told us a story about their ball being trodden on in the bunker on the 18th.
Yes.
Recently, I was playing in a golf society day with 13 friends. Some take golf a lot more seriously than others outside the society group, while some just play friendly golf. Friendly golf?
Never heard of it.
Nah. I am someone that just likes being out there and trying to hit exciting shots. Yeah, fair enough. We got to the par 5 11th, which has got a dip in the fairway with no bell and no viewing platform. The courtesy on this hole is to let players get out the other side of the dip before teeing off. It's a classic, Tom. When you see them coming out the dip and you know you're good to go. We will be there. As I hit a decent ball, I gave the group some extra time, and when I saw a player by the greenside bunker and another by the next tee, I swung my arms and hit the perfect tee shot down the right side speed trap, or as we call them, bunkers.
Yes.
My two playing partners hit their shots and played their seconds before we got to where my tee shot should have been. Something's happened here. After 3 minutes or so, my playing partners decided there is no way my ball could be lost, and to put one down roughly where my tee shot would have been and play my second. I think that's sensible.
Yeah, we've had this before. It's the rule of the pros. If it would have been found by a spotter in the pros, just stick it down, no penalty.
I think it's a fabulous, fabulous idea. After hitting my second shot onto the green, I walked past the next tee. It turns out the third member of the group in front was actually in the dip, right? Mm. This meant he was, get this, Tom, he was 150 yards or more behind his playing partners. So he's lost the peloton there. He's out of the golfing peloton at this point, which I think means he's a legitimate target, as far as I'm concerned.
Sure.
Right? Like a gazelle on the Serengeti. If you're not with the pack, then you can be eaten by the leopard. Yeah, probably. That's probably all factually wrong, by the way. I teed off. I hit my drive. Oh my God, my drive had hit his trolley full on the fly and went backwards and sideways. So by this point, he jokingly said I'd lost 60 yards on my drive, and he knew it was an honest mistake. I mean, he should be apologising for not being with his pack. Now,
exactly.
He obviously didn't see it as an honest mistake enough to tell me where my ball was when he could see us looking for it. Okay. I mean, this gets more complicated. Also, he was playing with my dad. Didn't mention to him.
Come on, Dad.
I'd nearly sniped him in the fairway.
Well, Dad was in the peloton, so he didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He wasn't playing with your dad. He wasn't playing with your dad at all. He was about a mile and a half behind your dad. I holed my eagle putt. I ended up with 36 points that day. I told the organiser as soon as I could what happened. I let them decide what score I should get on that hole. We love this. This is good, pragmatic honesty. That's what golf needs more of. Pragmatic honesty rather than lying or sticking by the rules too much. They decided that because of the poor sportsmanship of the other player, a par 5 instead of an eagle 3 was fair. I think that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, even with the 2-point deduction, I ended up with the winning score on countback. I asked not to win.
Oh,
and 34
he's a
points
gentleman.
were far and away the best scores. I took second. I mean, that's really interesting. Oh, I understand in a serious competition where everyone is strictly playing to the rules of golf, it was a lost ball and a blob on the hole. Of course, if it was a card or a serious comp, of course. But it's a bunch of friends doing a Stableford day, no props. If you were my playing partners in this society day, what would you have done, Tom? I think the same as what they did, really.
It all depends how serious we're taking the competition. If it is a competition, I think I'd have said go back and take another. I really do think that because that is true. That is if you're in a competition. And that is the rule. I'm not trying to screw you over. I just think if that's the ruling, then there is going to be an asterisk next to if you don't follow the rules, we all know what the rules are. There is going to be an asterisk next to this round of golf that you just don't want. It basically null and voids the rest of your round. So we don't want to do that, do we?
But hang on. Are you suggesting they go back and hit another ball at a penalty, or they just start the hole again?
Now, he couldn't find the ball, could he? The ball was lost.
The ball was lost because it hit someone's trolley, and the guy could have told him.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it's just go again, I think.
But hang on, but go again with a penalty?
Yes.
Or go again?
Yes, with a penalty.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
Because anything, that is the rules, right? So those are the rules. Yeah. If you don't follow those rules, there is an asterisk next to that round of golf, and you are at the mercy of whoever's running that competition to sort of help you out with that. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're absolutely right. I think the thing here that's really interesting is I've been in situations before where, say, I remember playing a friendly Stableford thing like this, and someone held a putt, and the flag was leaning in the wind, and the flag meant that the putt didn't go in. And we all went, oh, come on, mate, that's fine, have the putt, right? He went on to be thoroughly in the middle of the field. It wasn't a handicap round. It's fine. However, what's interesting about this story is this has happened, and then he's won the competition. Yeah, that's
exactly
where things change.
And and when you are there in the middle of that par 5, you don't know that you're going to go on to win. So you don't want an asterisk next to that round of golf. I would have just played the rules as we know them to be, which is you can't find the ball, so go back and take the penalty, and we'll clear it up at the end. If it's this is if it's a competition and maybe there's someone who's in the clubhouse who's going to take in all the cards and do that. Even that level of competition, like we used to have a Wednesday roll up at our place, Tom. You know the one, right? So that's quite casual. Thursday Stablefords, they're quite casual, but it's still a competition. And I think because of that, you probably should just do the right thing just to save yourself the aggro later on. I'm not trying to
Yeah,
punish
it's not-
you.
you're right.
I'm just trying to make sure that if you do go on to win, you can go, do you know what? There's absolutely no asterisks here. I won fair and square.
It's not worth the asterisk aggro. It's not worth it. Tom, I think we've pretty much run out of time, which is a shame because we've still got.
I'm just going to do one more email really quickly because it's a quick one.
Wait, go on then. Let's do one more. Here we go.
Matt says, "Good morning, you sexy and relatable duo."
Wow, what a chat up line, Matt. I'm absolutely all yours.
You flirt. He plays off 4. He's not relatable. Just wanted to share some info with the group. Today, after just over 2 years of playing this maniacal but great sport, today, Tuesday, the 25th of March, at Tenby Golf Club, Pembrokeshire, I completed 18 holes of golf using the same ball. It's massive. It's massive, Matt. To say I was
such a good goal. I love that.
To say I was elated was an understatement, and I believe that this feat is even more impressive as Tenby is a bloody hard links for a 19 handicapper compared to a Parkland course. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyway, keep up the good work, and hopefully my golfing holiday later this year in Morocco, have you been, will be equally fruitful. Keep up the good work, and if you're ever in West Wales, the area, and you fancy a knock, let me know. Matt, and then he sent a photo of him with the golf ball he kept for the whole 18. Superb.
But again, that's golf, isn't it? Everyone has that golf ball they want to keep. You might have it because you got a hole in one. You might have it because you shot scratch. You might have it because it's a golf ball you managed to not lose. Whatever it is. Golf,
whatever.
Golf is prepared to hand you heartbreak, but it's also prepared to hand you triumph. And that is pure triumph. Thank you so much for that email. That's amazing.
Guys, let's remember golf is hard. Keep these emails coming in. The Toms at golfisruiningmylife.co.uk, because from now, actually, for the rest of summer, we are going to have an email corner every single Thursday. So there'll be a portion of Thursday's episode which is all about reading your emails. Me and Tom will decide on our favourite one that week, and you will win a prize with our partner.
A good prize. It's got to be said. A good prize.
Yeah, it's a great prize, and we'll announce the partner next week, which is really exciting. Okay, good.
All right.
Fine.
All
good,
right.
fine.
Listen, this has been lovely. We love you very much, and we see you next week. Don't forget, we're on YouTube and TikTok and Insta and all that rubbish. You know all that business, but we'll see you soon.
I've thought of a really good question for the next episode, Tom. Damn it.
Oh, for email special?
Well, have you seen this that I'm wearing? See what this is? See what this is?
You've got a red Titleist hat on, and you've got a isn't that a cartoon character?
No. So this I found in my back wardrobe from years ago. It's Malbon. I'd forgot I bought it about 6 years ago. It's vintage Malbon. And I would love to talk about like amazing golf things that you found in the back of cupboards, or you found like your granddad had. And you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Anyway, we'll come back to it for the next episode.
We'll circle back. All right, see you soon then.
Bye.